Hello and welcome to another Wednesday on the Den. My name is Aaron and I am coming to you from Manchester in England. My hair is fucking pissing me off. I'm going for a haircut tomorrow. So anyway, this week on the Den is local legends. I'm not from Manchester. I don't know the local legends. And yeah, I wouldn't say that there's any recent local legends. I'm probably speaking out of turn and someone's going to bitch slap me for that one. When I think local legends, there's nothing that springs to mind to me about Manchester. I would think, it's about the ghost stories, the things from the past, the big folklore, etc. So that's what I'm kind of thinking of. So if people are like, what about such and such a footballer, or such and such a musician, or such and such a this person, well, that's not really what comes to mind for me when I think about local legends. I suppose it really depends on what you class as a legend. So what I've done is I've gone to the Googles laptop, and I found an article about 8 local Manchester legends, which are basically ghost stories and myths, which was quite an interesting read, to be fair. So in Stockport we have phantom hitchhikers, supposedly. Probably just people drunk and seeing things at the side of the road. I don't know. We have a Bogart of Bogart Hall Clough. So from you Harry Potter people, I think you'll know what a Bogart is. But Bogarts are often blamed for the abduction of children. They're also known to be basically mischievous-making creatures. So yes, we have a Bogart. Like many places in the UK, we have the Curse of the Black Shuck, or also known as a devil dog, and has often been seen around the cathedral in Manchester. That's quite interesting. They kind of talk about these things, these legends, and then the most recent sightings are in 1825. So it's like, yeah, I wonder if these are still valid. Supposedly there was a screaming skull of Wardley Hall, which, if you buried it, it would unbury itself and scream. So that's quite scary. And then they threw it into the moat. Was it the moat? Yes, so they threw it into the moat and it caused terrible raging storms. Screaming skulls. Well, I love this one. For Manchester Airport, they have classified it as Final Destination. That lovely movie franchise, just cashing in on people getting scared. Anyway, so at Manchester Airport there have been several ghostly male figures dressed as airmen wandering around the gates before disappearing. Ooh, this one's quite recent, 1971. Yeah. A former airport worker reveals how he had encountered an old man who he believed was a ghost of a night watchman who was killed 3 years earlier. Wow. Lots of staff have reported hearing slamming doors, but when they've investigated, they found empty rooms and lights off, blah, 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 blah. Same shit, different building. It's what everyone always feels. There is stories from the tunnels that are underneath Manchester. So there's an old subway station, an old bunker. The tube subway station was never actually used. A communication bunker, air shelters, canals, and even shops that are all underneath the city. That's quite interesting, but because it's underneath and out of the way, I think it's one of those things that potentially got put in wartime Britain. So yeah, there's all these subterranean passageways that stretch under large parts of Manchester, but no one ever uses them, goes in them. There's not that much documentation of them. But there's all of this stuff. Ooh! The mystery of the haunted spinning statue. So in 2013, the most recent one of our legends, basically in one of the museums in Manchester, there was a 10-inch tall relic from a Egyptian thing, and it would spin. It's encased in this glass thing, and it has no one's got access to it, no one can get into it, and it would spin. It would turn and be the other way round. So yeah, even though it's in this locked display case, it would spin round to be this way when they leave it at night, and then this way when they come in the morning. That's a little bit scary, isn't it? Very strange. But yeah, demonic spirit, Egyptian mummy coming back to life. God knows. Or someone with keys. I think this might be the last one. So there was a grave robber. So, you know, like Burke and Hare in Edinburgh, who would dig up bodies and give them to the medical, well, sell them to the medical people at the university, and then they ended up killing people, and then selling those fresh bodies so that they didn't have to rob graves anymore. In Middleton, in Manchester, there is a passageway called Cranky's Ginnel that runs from the River Irk to the churchyard at St Leonard's, and supposedly he used to use that ginnel, that passageway, to transport dead bodies from the church to medical people so that they could examine them and do their own sort of like thing. So yeah, he'd take them to Manchester and sell those dead bodies. No one knows if he actually existed. I think it is just one of these like legends, but you know, lots of legends are based in truth. But according to some, Cranky, who by all accounts was a hoot at parties, would watch as grieving relatives buried their dead, and then by the cover of darkness would dig up their bodies and then go sell them. Seems like a lucrative career to me. Very, very good. So those are my Manchester legends, all of which I had no idea of until today, when I am recording this video and doing the research, as it were. And when I say research, that's a very loose term for looking on the internet at one article and then reading it to you. Also, legends. So another term for legends are people who do good things. You know, I would describe someone as a legend if they'd really helped me out. And there is a girl at work who is going to be running in the Paris Marathon this weekend, and she is raising money for Alzheimer's, and she's nearly at her goal of raising £1,000. And so I'm going to post the link down below to her Just Giving page, and if anyone would be able to support or donate some money to her to help her get to her goal of £1,000, that would be absolutely amazing. Whatever your definition of a legend is, I know that this would mean a lot to her, and it's for an amazing cause. Alzheimer's really does affect an awful lot of people, and it would really, really help an awful lot if you could donate. Anyway, I hope you all have a wonderful rest of your week. What are your local legends from where you're from? Or do you know any better local legends for Manchester? Because I'm really shit at this. Anyway, have a wonderful rest of your week, and I will see you next week. See you later, guys. Bye-bye.